What's going on, guys? James here, and today I would like to give you strategies for finding the best coins which are bound to give you the best returns most quickly. This is based off not only my own anecdotal evidence with investing, but also based off historical evidence. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. The first characteristic you should be looking into when making an investment in coin is a low market cap and ambitious plans. A coin or token with a valuation that is in the $10 to $50 million range that is relatively ambitious in its roadmap is going to be the most ideal type of coin to look for. I'm going to be completely honest with you and tell you that although you need to be looking for a coin with a somewhat realistic roadmap and plans for expansion, it doesn't have to be entirely feasible. And what I mean by this is, if you see a really small market cap coin with a super huge expansion plan and interesting technology, go for it even if you don't necessarily believe in the coins long term. We are in a very speculative and hype-based market, and if you get into the hype train for a coin with good potential before it blows up from the eventual social media shilling, you'll make a massive gain. For my first example of this, I'll talk about Oyster Pearl. Oyster Pearl was at about 5 cents around early December, as you can see right here, and it just went entirely parabolic through the entire month of December, and it's now sitting around $2.66. So the main reason it went so high in valuation is because it has a really interesting and ambitious business plan of allowing users on websites to mine for coins instead of seeing ads to generate the website revenue, and it utilizes IOTA Tangle to accomplish this, and it's one of the first of its type to do that. It's obviously a bit more complex than that, but that's just a basic premise. Now, when I first looked into the coin after it shot up to about 20 cents, I researched it like crazy, and a couple glaring flaws stood out to me. Now, these flaws weren't anything that undermined the credibility of the project, but they did have me extremely skeptical as to the scalability of the project, so I held back on investing and waited for a bit of a pullback in the price. But what I hadn't accounted for was how hype-based this market is, and the fact that the market just really does not give a shit about the feasibility of a coin reaching certain valuations. If the hype train starts, the market begins buying. And the fact of the matter is that it's just astronomically easier for a smaller market cap coin to 2x, 3x, or even 10x in value when compared to a larger market cap coin. And Audio Coin is another great example of a small market cap coin that just went extremely parabolic, and it's still only ranked 362. Keep in mind, I'm not condoning you to buy these particular coins or any types of coins. You should be doing your own research, but this is just some great examples of low market cap coins. So if you do some preliminary research into any coin and you see it being hyped in the near future, honestly, just go for it, even if you don't necessarily believe in the long-term future. So next up, we're going to be talking about the attainability and obscurity of a coin affecting its eventual valuation. Oftentimes, the harder a coin is to get a hold of, usually due to it only being on small and hard-to-use exchanges, the harder it'll eventually pump. And a great example of this is Ryblox. So when Ryblox began getting shilled, it was only on an obscure exchange called BitGrail. It wasn't on any other exchanges. And that was when its valuation was, really low, around 20 cents or so, and, it's already shot up to $26. So when the shilling began, a lot of people were too lazy to buy it because, it was only on BitGrail, but eventually the shilling reached critical mass, and Ryblox went parabolic despite it only being on the Meteor Ochre exchange. Now, it's listed on more exchanges and sitting around $25. And what you should take away from this is, don't be afraid to wade into garbage exchanges if you see a hidden gem sitting on it, because you'll definitely be rewarded for it. And the last point I'd like to touch on is sometimes it's okay to listen to shills. I know we all hate kids that don't shut up about one particular coin and always hype it up for their own benefit primarily. But if you see a lot of shilling for a coin that hasn't seen giant gains yet, and you're able to see the potential for a higher price through your own independent research, it might be beneficial to actually listen to the shills. I made quite a bit of money in crypto, but had I been less stubborn and listened to more shills, I'd likely have even a lot more. Now, you need to be able to differentiate between pump and dump shillers who actually want to dump their bags on you and shillers who actually believe in a project. But once you gain the ability to do so, I guarantee you'll be able to make massive gains. All of the same advice also applies to initial coin offerings, and you can see my previous video if you want to learn more about initial coin offerings. I hope you enjoyed the advice I'm able to give. Good luck, and remember, this bull market is only temporary. Eventually, the speculative market will come crashing down, so I hope you're all taking profits regularly and not being too risky with your money. Thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed.